Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome, one, welcome all. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Happy 2026. And, we hope that this will be your best year yet. All right. So, again, if you're here, rock and come in, guys. Rock and come in. Welcome, one. Welcome all, and let's get this conversation going. All right, so how are things going for you? We want to do a quick check in as well as I try to share this live stream. So, rock and come in, happy new year, blessings and love. And, we're going to do what we do, but better than before. All right, better than last year for sure. And we want to continue to grow stronger together, so we want you to do the do. All right. So please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. All right. As we continue to grow stronger together. All right. I'm just trying to get this out. All right. And let's see. All right. So welcome, 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 welcome. And as you know, we we were thinking about people in parishes that were hit by Hurricane Melissa severely. Hello, you're live. Ovi, welcome.
Hello, let me know if you're hearing me well.
I'm hearing you. Hopefully the people in YouTube land can hear you as well. So welcome, Ovi. Happy 2026.
Thanks, and same to you.
You're just a
And
little
to
bit
all the
low.
persons,
Okay, now you're getting louder, so that's good.
yes, happy 2026 to you and all our community members. Wishing you all the best. And I hope 2026 will bring you all the success that you ever aspired for.
Absolutely. So, as I was just sharing there at the beginning, probably like not the best intro, but that's fine. So, in the context of, the hurricane and just wanting to do what we can as a platform, we managed to give I think 24 bags to people, and it ranged from over a few parishes, so Clarendon, Manchester, maybe St. Elizabeth, but Westmoreland for sure. That's where it ended. That's where it stretched to, it managed to stretch to. And so, we are really happy that we were able to do that. We gave what we could, and I want to send a big shout out. I don't know if this person wants their name to be out there, but GR, Mr. Reed, you know yourself. And I want to send a big, big, big up to you. May your basket, may never be empty. May God's blessings continue to be with you, and everything will be doubled for you, in abundance, plenty, plenty. And of course, the rest we were able to do from out of pocket, the little that we got from the platform. So we want to thank you too for, watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, and just sticking and staying with us. You know, we can do great things together, and that was really one of our aims here. We wanted to use our platform for something good, where we can all feel, continue to have that sense of community, but also be very proud of the work that we do as a platform. So we share and we learn from each other, we help each other, and we'll continue to do that. I want to send out a big shout out to Kim as well. I don't know if you want your name to be, but Kim is, we have some things in the pipeline, and we'll see how best that can work out some other time. But people still need help, all right? And that's what I can say. People still need help. So, Ovi, before we go to what's in the bag or what was in the bag, do you have anything that you'd like to say at this point?
Yes, just want to underscore what you just said, for all the persons who helped, monitor in terms of, of getting up there. And, for everyone who's here. So the little, as we always say, the little that we do is adds up. So every like, every subscription, every share that you contribute to this channel has gone into what has been done from this um, standpoint in terms of the platform. So continue to support the platform, and the bigger the platform is, the more we'll be able to help. And that's kind of the way we want to go forward. But really appreciate all the support that we have received so far.
For sure. And that's really the thing of it. We encourage you to like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend, tell a family member, because we have big plans for this platform. But the more we are, the stronger we are, right? And so if you're still here and you have not yet hit the subscription button, I believe that you should do so before this live ends. All right. So in the context of the bugs, at this point, I think we know that you should be seeing this video, a clip on screen there. At this point, we would have given out perhaps half already, and we have a few photos, but the aim was not to photograph people, but it's really to for accountability purposes, because sometimes when you see that we are actually doing something, then people will more likely want to participate and support. So right now what you're seeing, we're showing you what was in the bag. So a care package courtesy of Mr. Reed. We had some products, so you'll see there that was a Nutribar, rice, and let's see, we had noodles. So we had cup noodles as well as packaged noodles. We had a tuna snack there with crackers. We had sausages, so spicy noodles there as well. And yeah, tuna, so sausages, sardines, right? And yeah, so if you got one of these bright colored bags, you got a Voices in Education bag. So we weren't really going out there, so there isn't any branding on the bags, but they're pretty bright and nice. So as you would see, orange, red, pink, yellow. So these bright colored bags. So if you happen to receive one of these bright colored bags, you more likely than not you came in contact with a team member from Voices in Education. All right, so not necessarily me, but a team member. So Clarendon, Manchester, Saint, I'm not too sure about Saint Elizabeth, but Westmoreland for sure. Maybe a bag or two in Saint Elizabeth, but Westmoreland for sure. Manchester, South and North, Clarendon, and so you would have gotten. So we tried to get to people who we believe, would really, people who are really in need, and who really need a little help. Because of what we're able to give, we try to target, like an individual, or a single parent with a child or children. So that's how we kind of operated. And of course, in the in the scheme of things, in the context of donating, we had to be careful in the context of security and how we operated. So we weren't easily studied, and so we kind of select persons, one who we knew at that point based on our little assessment, that they are in need, and also in the context of our safety and security, because that too was definitely important. This other clip here, so we, as I said, we weren't out there to really photographs. So we have a few photos. So again, in the context of, respect and dignity, we ensure we are not showing faces. So you will see here at least four people who have gotten one of the Voices in Education bags. And so, again, if you have received any of these bright colored bags, or if you know family members who said they got a bag, somebody just stopped in the night and we got a bag, just let us know. Marlon, welcome. Where are you, Marlon? Welcome, welcome. Please remember to hit the like button, the subscription button, and let us just continue to grow stronger together. All right. And, like, share St. Catherine. We're in St. Catherine. So we weren't on that side. We were more to the west Bogwalk area. All right. And that was one of the things too, because a lot of the attention was really on those western parishes. So we found people like in Manchester, Clarendon, that really needed help, but a lot of the support, they were diverted or directed to those western parishes. And of course, these places, I am telling you that they really, really need help. So, Ovi, do you have anything that you want to share here?
Yeah, just want to add that the destruction was that we was seeing was really really bad, and Mother Nature is trying its best to repair that, and it still is in a very sad state. So if you are able to contribute in any way or form, please do so, because if we help each other, if each person helps another person, then everyone will be helped. And that's kind of attitude that we want to put forward. So you let us see what we can do in whatever way, so that we can help out each other.
So, Marlon, we don't have any bags right now. We'll have to wait to kind of regroup. So, again, this is just a community, but if there is anyone on the live would like to help Marlon out. So, Marlon, what you can do, the WhatsApp number is pinned at the top of the chat there. You can send me your information, because sometimes we have community members who are able to just help out, because that's the nature of our platform here. So, you'll see the WhatsApp number right at the top of the chat. Just send me a message and just let me know that this is Marlon, and I'll send it in our WhatsApp group too, just to find out if we have anybody in that area who can help out. All right, Marlon. So yes, guys. So Saint Elizabeth. So we did some journeying, obviously, and you will see from the videos. I'll say that the videos, especially when it gets to Westmoreland, like it was, I guess you would have to just see it for yourself, right? I don't know if the video can be compared to really what's there. I mean, the video is reality, but I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, just looking at it with your naked eyes. And so the devastation is still real. And that's all I can say. It is still real, it is still there. And we're asking you to do whatever it is that you can to help. Something that is happening that is very unfortunate. Sometimes you'll see children out just begging, and parents, I don't want to really highlight areas, please don't do that, right? Because you don't know who is passing, you don't know what is going to happen, and I know it's hard, and let's try not to do that. So we hope that these areas will get more support, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time, and I think the change will come, but it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of support. So if at any point, so even though at the beginning, people obviously they were pouring in and doing what they could do, we weren't able to go at the beginning, but still, we 2 months after, we did what we could, and it's as if it's just like a drop in the bucket, right? It don't even reach nowhere. But I know people are grateful because people were very grateful. But it's just sad, and it's yeah. Let's just go through Saint Elizabeth now. It's just sad, and yeah, but the reality is there. People need help, and whatever it is that you can do, even if you're not supporting our initiative here, do something on your own. Even one day, if you can drive through with 2 bags or 3 bags, whatever it is that you have, you just go and you just give it out. People will be so grateful for it. And so, like in Saint Elizabeth, going through Saint Elizabeth, Ovi, I don't know, what are your views 2 months after for Saint Elizabeth? So as you can see, the video now that is on screen is taking you through Saint Elizabeth. Ovi, over to you.
Yeah, St. Elizabeth really suffered some serious damage. And, as you mentioned before, persons are going to need help. We can see some persons like the crews from JPF, they're out trying to get back electricity to some of the areas. Persons have been using generators and so on to get, electricity and, keep shops and so on up and running so that, the people can get the basic stuff in terms of food to eat and so on. But, as I said before, whatever you can do to help, monetarily or in terms of in person, you're able to help out using your skills and so on. Do that, as you mentioned too, regarding a package. If you have anything that you can share, then that would work as well. The aid went out initially. I'm not sure how much aid is still going out now, but persons are still in need. So whatever you can do, I'm sure will be really appreciated. But it's sad to see the families out there with kids and so on, and you don't want them to be suffering for the amenities like food. So whatever you can do, I'm just going to encourage you to, go out and do that as well. So St. Elizabeth really took a battering and, let's see what all we can do to help them to recover.
Yeah, and as we're talking about Saint Elizabeth, I don't know if the video got there. Like when we're passing Stet, so one technical crocodile, D Cup champions, big up Saint Elizabeth Technical High School. You could see some of the damage. I guess once the video gets there, you'll get to see some of that. As well, and it's just what I can see too is the spirit of the people, the resilience, just trying to bounce back, just trying to do what they can do to get things going again. So you also see that, and as you can see, the place is looking lush, green, and initially we were seeing videos, it was just all brown, like there was no life. But now we're seeing nature's beauty just shining through, and so that is signaling to us that there is hope. And in the midst of confusion, in the midst of pain, in the midst of suffering, there is still hope, and so all is not lost. And once there is life, there is hope. And so Saint Elizabeth was one of those places, as you and like you started to see the green, and all of that life, that nature just bursting through. So that kind of hit me while we were on this little voyage. And so that was significant to see. And now you can see Stets, I think, coming up somewhere here in this video. Okay, so Stets, we should have a little zoom here on Stets. Is it, am I there, or did we just, okay, there we go. So that Stets there up on that. You see the blue and the yellow? So that's a little bit of Stets there. So they, took a battering. Obviously, St. Elizabeth was one of the parishes that was significantly impacted by mad, miserable, malicious Melissa, right? And so we went through Saint Elizabeth. Obviously, we have seen, the damage, and it is still there. We are seeing also where people are trying to get things back together so that they can see how best they can bounce back from this tragedy. And so there again, there is still hope for the Jamaican people. But they need support, they need your help. And so, if it is that you can help, do whatever it is that you can help. So, the people who are here, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. And if you'd like to call in, you can always do that. The WhatsApp number is pinned at the top of the chat, so you can give us a call. We would love to hear your voice as well. And if you're in the chat and you so happen to get a Voices in Education bag, let us know. Or if you know somebody who got one, again, we're moving in a way where obviously safety, security, that is important, as well as trying to reach people who are in need. All right, so again, welcome, welcome. Ovi, we're still in St. Elizabeth, and now you can see some of the damage there on the side. Over to you.
Yeah, as you can see, the light poles they are leaning over, and if you were able to pass by, you can see the cables from the utility companies on the ground as wisp. It looks like wisp. Like if you're from the country area, you would know what wisp is, but they're all along the roadway, and that signifies that these areas they're out of electricity and basic communication in terms of like cable and probably telephone if those were there. But the lines are down, the poles are damaged, so that electricity is going to be a major challenge. As I said, we're told that crews are there trying to get it done, but it's a lot of damage, so persons will just have to make do with what they have, make do with the darkness, and await, the crews to get to them. But, as you can see, persons are commuting, and that's a good sign that the roads are, opened and that persons can go through and some supplies can get to areas that might have been blocked off for a little while. But lots of damage done there in St. Elizabeth, and we're hoping that the support will get to them and they are able to recoup really quickly. But lots of damage done, and as I said before, whatever you can do, let us do that because every like, every subscription, every share that you have contributed to this channel has given us the opportunity to go out and make a little difference or make a little dent in whatever challenges that some persons are facing out there. So, when you're here and you're contributing, it may not be monetarily right now, but what happens is that over time, whatever you do, contributes to this platform, and we are of that nature that we want to help. So it will definitely filter out into the communities that need it the most. So thanks again for your support. And as you can see, lots of damage that was done on in St. Elizabeth. As you can see, the trees damaged really badly, house tops gone. A lot of houses have fallen to support where the roofs were. So as I said, lots of help needed, and that's what will help out some person. So let's do the little that we can and see how best things can get better for the community.
For sure. And, we put out some of these videos just to give you a sense of what's happening. And so there you're seeing some of the devastation there in St. Elizabeth, as the video is continuing here. And I know a lot of people wanted to see Holland Bamboo, so we did that too. In term, look at this church now, like a lot of churches too, they have lost, like some churches to the ground or they have lost the entire roof. We have seen a lot of that. Quite a few churches, they have lost their structure, and so significant damage. And again, help. The people, they still need help, they still need your support. So however you can help. I am telling you, it's just so emotional, just going through and just kind of trying, I have to say trying to understand, because you're not in this space to really understand, just trying to understand. And even when you're trying to understand, it is so painful. So you can just imagine the people who are in this situation. This is their reality, on a daily basis. So just support, just help as best as you can. I believe we're about to approach Holland Bamboo, and a lot of people wanted to see what it is looking like. And Ovi, I'm coming over to you for this one. Take us through Holland Bamboo.
Yeah, well, for Holland Bamboo, it's not as hard and green as it was before. The bamboos are recovering. As you can see, they are growing, but a lot of damage done there, and if you can see, no arch over there. So it's going to take a little while for Mother Nature to repair Holland Bamboo. But as you can see, Mother Nature is on the job. But it's not going to be the same for a little while because of the damage that Melissa did. So, not as, what we were used to. But, it shows that it's once we have life, there is hope, as you can see the trees, springing back, Mother Nature chipping in and, slowly trying to replenish what was damaged. So, that's the sort of attitude that we want, persons to have. It's difficult, we know the challenges are immense, but once we survive a day or two, it's going to get better over time. So we just have to hang in there. And if you're living in one of these areas that was really hard, it just know that if you hang in there, things will slowly get better and head toward what it was before. It will take some time, and that is expected. But once we have life, we have hope, and this can be, this can be seen by Holland bamboo. As you can see, the bamboos is getting green again, growing, and they are slowly starting to add again. But that's what has happened there in Holland bamboo. Lots of damage done, lots of bamboos falling down and having to be trimmed and put to the side. And it's all up to Mother Nature now to get everything back in place. But as I said, the good thing is that we're able to travel the road. So the fact that you're able to travel on the road means that you're able to get supplies in and out. So whatever you can do, organize, and if you can swing by, then swing by with some supplies for some of these people. You won't be able to help everyone, but if you help one person that needs a meal, one person that will need a meal for a particular day or two based on what you have taken to them. So, don't look at how small your contribution is. All as we know as Jamaicans, they say every little make a muckle. So, every little bit will help. So let us continue to roll in the help toward the people who were, badly hit by Melissa.
Yeah, for sure. You almost finished the bamboo, but something that kind of came back to me, like people who are going into these areas. We were in I remember just talking to people in the Montego Bay area. And so what they would do, because some of, as Ovi shared, some of these places are without electricity. So if they're traveling after certain hours, they're not going into St. Elizabeth or going into some of these areas. So we hope that JPS will do what they can, given the support and all that they're receiving now, to bring back power to these areas, so that safety again is important in those situations and places, for sure. And we are getting there soon. We'll be in Westmoreland, but when I don't want to kind of start on Westmoreland, let's give St. Elizabeth its fair opportunity. So here again, the damage is definitely real. You can see it, as you can see now. Just going through Alan Bamboo, about to end here. From that point, you can definitely see that obviously, yes, something happened. People there, the devastation. If you're looking now, you can see roofs are gone. And so again, people need help. Nature is slowly bursting through and trying to make its way back to signal that there is still life, there is still hope. And so, in that, it doesn't matter what you have, just do what you can. So, even if it is somebody in your community, similar to Marlon there in St. Catherine in the Bugwalk area, Clarendon, whichever parish, Manchester, Trelawney, that was another parish that was significantly damaged. Montego Bay had their fair share. So, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, wherever, you can contribute, or to whomever, just do that, just help as best as you can. And so our little journey took us all the way to Montego Bay. But we're not going to talk about Montego Bay in this live, because Montego Bay was where we were able to see some economic activities and things just kind of coming back. And obviously that is going to happen, being like the tourism capital of Jamaica. So we'll talk about that in another live conversation. But what we'll do from here is to go into Westmoreland via the videos, and then just share with you, our thoughts there. Again, right now you're seeing some more damage here in St. Elizabeth, and in a little bit we will take you into Westmoreland. And let me just say too, we weren't into the inner parts of the communities. So what we're seeing is really on the main thoroughfares, right? And so I can just imagine for the communities, the inner parts of the communities, that it's going to be perhaps more significant than what we are seeing on these videos, because this is just like the main road network that we're traversing here. As you can see, seeing some more damage here, in the, I believe, middle quarters area here in St. Elizabeth. And so again, lots, the people, they're going to need lots of help. And if you're in Kingston and you have time, can go down. But when you're going down, man, bring something. Don't just go look. If you can, before that, you just send the gas money, go give somebody who needs it, because it is that, like, they need it, they need the help, they need all the support, they need whatever it is that you can do to help them. And again, as obviously, every little make a muckle. you know it could be clothing, food, whatever it is. Help out in whatever way you can. Bedding, furniture, whatever it is. The people, they need help, and they need a lot of help. Ovi, anything before we close out here? I think that's for Saint Elizabeth. So we're going to move over to Westmoreland. Welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, please comment in the chat. Let us know that you're here. And also remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. You can also give us a call. Would love to hear from you. The WhatsApp number is pinned at the top of the chat. So Westmoreland is where we're going to turn next over to just talk about. And as you will see, beauty here in Cayas and Westmoreland 2 months after Hurricane Melissa. That's kind of how we kind of, because Westmoreland was looking so beautiful, but obviously there is pain and suffering, right? In the midst of this beauty. And so Westmoreland now, as we enter Westmoreland, we can see it. So St. Elizabeth was like, yes, something happened. But in Westmoreland, as you enter, you just saw it. You just see it. You just see everything. Everything. It was just you did not need to go far to look for it. Like you could see it. So now you're seeing these big houses, the roofs are all gone. Like they're just there and they're very close to the sea. Ovi, over to you.
Yeah, and just just to add to what you're saying, it's not blue decorative tiles on the whole top there. It's neatly placed tarpaulin to prevent the elements from getting inside and to protect property. So yes, Westmoreland really took a real pounding, and as you mentioned, coming off the coast, they're off the sea, they're really close to the sea. So it really hit them hard in terms of not having any seeds or anything to break the momentum of the wind. So the houses really took a battering there, and these people will definitely need some help. Utilities are out, and as you can see, the light poles they're leaning over under the elements and under the effects of Melissa, and you can see the houses on the hillside there. They have been damaged badly as well. And just to encourage persons who are going out as well, if you're going out to do any sort of support in terms of delivery activities or so on, make sure you're choosing the time wisely. You don't
Yeah.
want to be going out there too late because the road network has been seriously damaged as well. You know, and you don't want to get yourself into any situation that you cannot get out of readily. So I would encourage if you're heading here, head early to give yourself ample time to go and get back, to your home safely. Just plan for bad roads and traffic being slow at times so that you're able to travel in the natural light because there is not a lot of artificial light around in these places because of the lack of electricity. So, with that compounded with the damage to the road conditions, then, I'm thinking that it's best for you to plan that you get there during the broad daylight and that can serve as some form of protection. But as I said, for the houses, no form of protection regarding trees or anything. They got Melissa right off the coast, and Melissa really wreaked havoc on all the homes, and even the utilities too. And as something that I realized too, I realized that a few persons they have, decided that they're not going to be roofing their houses. Again, they're going to go slab or decking because, of what has happened. So you can see them, changing over their plans from, having roof like decorative or zinc on their roof. They're trying to get some of their places, deck. So if
And I guess we
this
can
was
shout out to the officers here for doing their job and ensuring that they're serving and protecting. So big up to the officers there. Back over to you, Obi.
Yeah, yeah, the officers are out and ensuring that, things are kept calm, and that's something that we have to focus on as well. Not hearing a lot of, you
And this
know,
is sandals
just,
of it, not to cut you. That's sandals there. You can go ahead.
well, yeah, that's not anything over there as it relates to standards. I'm not sure if they have suffered, um, how much they have suffered, but we weren't able to see anything from the main road as it relates to standards apart from the gate. But for sure, it doesn't look like there is a lot of activity that is going on over there at the moment. And, even standards will take a bit of time before they are able to recover from this one. So, yep, Westmoreland really, really taking a pounding from Melissa.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead. Yeah, I was saying I was agreeing, especially as White House, blue fields, obviously with the sea and all of that. So it was it was obvious, like, but it's so beautiful looking at the sea with its color, its calmness, and just understanding that this was so disastrous for people a few weeks ago. And so it's like nature, beauty, confusion, pain, suffering. What do we do? But again, you see, like, the parish is coming back in this context of its look and its beauty, and how it, and all of that. We see people trying to get by in terms of moving about and just trying to bring back life to the community. So again, their spirit is standing out in that context as well, but they need help. They need help. And I'm telling you, Westmoreland is really bad from what we have seen. When I compare Westmoreland to what we saw in St. Elizabeth, and again, we're just on the main road network. Obviously, to me, and Westmoreland is far more affected than St. Elizabeth based on what I saw. Ovi, I don't know if you share the same sentiment. Over to you.
Yeah, definitely. So, Westmoreland suffered greatly, and as we shared too, with blue places that blue fields so close to the sea, they got the full brunt of Melissa, and they have suffered really really badly. So, yes, Saint Elizabeth is bad, but we have to say that Westmoreland is worse. But as you said, the spirit of the people coming through, persons are trying to get things all back on track. And with your help, with our help, then that will speed up the process. So yes, if you can get into these communities, go and see what you can do as it relates to helping them. But Westmoreland, as you know, was really hard hit, and it's going to take them a long time to recover fully from this. They may not recover fully from this because this is going to be a really, it has a really serious impact on the life of the residents here. And as you said, as you mentioned, board structures. When you look around and you see structures that were made out of board, is reduced to rubble. You can see black tanks and zinc along the roadway. You know that they were, on houses somewhere or belong to some
And
person.
we saw a
And
container that was shifted. I don't know how far it moved.
yeah, for sure.
Justin.
I'm not sure if Melissa was responsible for that, but yeah, lots happened, and lots of help needed.
Yeah, for sure. And so that container, Justin, big up yourself if you're tuned in. All right, hello to all our community members from Antigua and Barbuda, from the rest of the Caribbean, Jamaica, the US, UK, Canada. Welcome, the entire world. I know we have people from so many places. Namara, big up yourself. Uganda, Nigeria, everywhere. Welcome, welcome. If you're here, let us know in the chat for sure. Yeah, and as you were mentioning about, just the structure of houses, I was wondering, especially those houses that we saw just right at the seaside. Obviously, when people were thinking about it, they were just thinking about the nice view. I'm not sure if they were thinking about, a disaster such as Hurricane Melissa. But Ovi, having seen the damage, what would you say to people with their houses right at seaside? Is it wise to, let's say, fix back the house and or try, or is it a situation where you say fix it back and let's see how we weather the other storms? I don't know. Talk to us.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm able to advise people in that way, but I'll just share. You know, it's 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 kind of like this. High risk, high reward. If you want the best view and you want to be closest to the wonderful waters, then you might build close, but you have to look on the flip side of that as well when storms are coming in, and that could be your fate, as Melissa came in, and in this terrible situation, we have to give thanks too, because I'm not sure how bad the storm surges were, and that could have caused more damage. Not feel much of that impact. But I would need somebody who is from that community to just tell us how the storm surges were, because that too could have caused damage to some of the properties. So we if you're building near to the water like that, then you have to just take certain precautions and know that there are certain possibilities that will arise, and you set up plans to mitigate those possibilities. That's the best encouragement I could give to anyone. And if you don't have to, then you don't. You visit and enjoy the scenery and the water when it is there.
Yeah. Yeah, so for sure, like lots, and you think about the people, as I mentioned, with the board structures in Westmoreland, like it's hard. It's hard. So, what we are saying here is if it is that you're able to support, it doesn't matter how small. Even if you know a neighbor, somebody who is going to help and you can give, if you're overseas and it's just a $20 or $10, or if you're in Jamaica, even if it's just $1,000 or $500, whatever it is that you can do to help. And we are going to see, obviously it's going to take us some time to kind of build back our platform. We don't have any time now that we're aiming for, but we'll see what we can do, if we can do more for sure. And I know community members are going to help, and so one of the reasons why we're even doing this video too is just to let you know that um for accountability purposes. And I know that is important because in this day and age and time, sometimes you can't trust people. And so we're here to show you that, we are responsible. We use our platform in a responsible way. We have certain values that are dear and near to us. And we want you to understand that if we say we're going to do something, then we're going to do that. And that's what we did. And again, I just want to thank all of you for liking, for the prayers, for the words of encouragement. And I said, big up Mr. G. Reed. All right. And obviously, all those personal care packages that you saw um, was because of him. and obviously the rest from us as a platform. And we'll continue to do what we can do, even if we're working in silence. But we know that, we are over 12,000 strong. So if everyone here support, then we can do obviously more than 24, or whatever it is that we're going to do next time. We can do it. We can do far better than what we did the last time. So that's a part of what we want to do or continue to do to support. And let me tell you, whenever you're able to do something, just do it. Because if I know a lot of people, they were just there for the beginning, and yes, they were well needed in the beginning, but people still need support now. When you go to just treat the people with respect and dignity, and ensure that it's not more like you're doing it to show that yes, we're doing it right now. As we showed you those few photos, it's just really for accountability purposes, and we're not showing faces because we want people to feel respected in whatever it is that we're doing, and that they're okay. We know that they need help, and we're going to, once we can help, we're going to help them the best way we can. Ovi, over to you. All right, I'm not hearing from Ovi at this point, but we're getting closer to wrapping up this Westmoreland video. So what you can look out for, we're going to perhaps maybe tomorrow give you some video highlights going into Montego Bay, and just show you what is happening in Mobe as best as we can. And as I shared earlier, Mobe is obviously buzzing. It has a buzz. Obviously you can see that yes, things happen, and a lot of this thoroughfare here from ferry, I guess that's what they call it, into Montego Bay, especially when you reach is it about like the Nakalva area? Oh my god, the road is so bad. So bad. So I guess you might see some of that in the clips that we have, and we'll definitely let you see. And we're not the video channel, right? So we're trying to give you, you know, just a glimpse of, what is happening, or what is happening in the western parts of Jamaica, or a glimpse into St. Elizabeth, as you would see here, Westmoreland, so far. And we'll give you a little glimpse into St. James, so Montego Bay, especially in the Montego Bay area. And so that's pretty much that for this one. So we're just waiting for this video to run out. And as you can see there, again, we're seeing some of the devastation following Hurricane Melissa 2 months ago. All right, it is still real. People still need help. So we're asking you to do whatever it is that you can to support people as best as you can. And it could be just a motivating talk, right? Some encouragement. It could be your prayers. It could be supporting our platform. It could be liking, sharing, subscribing, telling somebody about Voices in Education and the work that we are doing and what we would like to do. And so we kindly ask that whatever way, again, you can support people in Jamaica who have been impacted by Hurricane Melissa, please do that. And as we would have known just by, our assessment, a lot of the focus has been directed to the western parishes. And quite so, because obviously the impact, the devastation is so real, right? But there are some people in other areas in Jamaica, like Clarendon, and Marlon was here earlier, Bogwalk, St. Catherine, other parishes that have been impacted too. So if you're close to people, or you're in your community and your neighbors or other community members have been impacted, please, just help them. Again, we want to thank you all so, so much for helping us to help some people. And again, here are some just clips. We want to big up this community. G Reed, big up yourself. Kim, I know you're working in the pipeline. And of course, Ovi, big up to you. Thank you so much. And to all the team members, team Voices in Education members who helped us with packaging, all right, delivery, security, taking a photo. Thank you so, so much because we could not do this by ourselves. So, again, it's a community. So, you may have gotten a package, not from me, but from a Voices in Education community member. And so, again, if you got one of these bright colored bags, look, you got a package from the Voices in Education. So, just continue to support us, and we want to say again, do what you can do to support people who require help, because people still need help, all right? And we gave what we could, and we felt that it was still just not enough, but we know we have touched somebody, even just for 2 days. If it's a single person, maybe 3 days. And so we just want to encourage you to do the same. All right, pack a little bag if you can. It could be clothing, obviously. um Items are still needed. People still need something to eat, something to drink. So whatever it is that you can do to help, do it, and just help, because people really, really need help. Ovi, do you have any final comments?
Yeah, just want to say, yeah, let's do what we can to help. Every little adds up. And, sometimes you just need one person to start it out, in your little group, in your little, in your workplace, wherever you are, where you can get some, get something together. If you can, just try and get it together, pull together. Each person can just contribute a little bit if possible. I know it's hard for everyone, but let us see what we can do in terms of helping each other. So each person, if we help each other, then everybody will be helped. And, that's how we are as people. We are social beings that we have to take care of each other. So let us all play our part in getting that done. Whatever way you have played your part or will play your part, I'm sure it will be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for supporting us as a platform as well. We really appreciate having you here, and we look forward growing with you in 2026.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ovi. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and continue to support as best as you can. And as Ovi said, we look forward to growing stronger together in 2026. Happy 2026. Blessings and love, everyone. And continue to support Voices in Education. Bye for now, and we'll see you in the next live or in the next video. Continue to stick and stay with us. Take care, everyone. Bye.